surviving and advancing for at least one more week.
Yeah, well, this was a really good accomplishment for our guys. We've come off a season of playing really well on the road, and having played well here too. To get to get back and get do it again. And I know there's a lot of talk how do you do that stuff again, but we did. Matter of fact, the score was even the same, I think. It's a really big accomplishment, Yeah, and of course, yeah, you get to advance, and you're talking about surviving. We're just fired up to have another chance to keep playing football and keep pushing it, and see how far we can go. This was a really good night for us, taking the opportunity of, the quarterback got banged up, and so they bring in Josh, and he's obviously a seasoned vet. You could see that he had some really good plays in him tonight, and we were able to take advantage of, some stuff there, and so we played a really nice night on defense overall. They moved the ball pretty good at times, but we kept them out of the end zone, which was really, really key. And without getting any turnovers, it was a challenge. So I was really fired up about the D. Bunch of sacks again here, and really great red zone defense made a big difference. I think the whole football game was really the third downs. We did great on third down on offense, and had a big night on defense. And this was a really highly ranked third down offense and defense from Philadelphia. So take a lot of pride in that. They're ranked fourth or something in both. So that's a good deal for us to get that done. And really, that's what kept us going. And the big conversions, big plays by Russ. I thought Russ was spectacular tonight, in moving around and finding guys when we really needed in crucial situations. But I think the night was stolen by DK. He just had a phenomenal night. Showed you, what he's capable of looking like. He's had a great season in his rookie year, but to have a night like that in the first chance ever in the playoffs, that was spectacular. And he did some stuff that it's hard to imagine anybody else doing. And so we're really excited about that. And so fantastic night for us to get this thing going on the road. We're pretty confident about going. I know we're going to Green Bay, and we're looking forward to getting organized to do that.
You've had some good successes. You're on the road now. One more time to get on the road against Green Bay. How confident is this team? What is it about this team that provides so much confidence on the road this year and in the playoffs now?
Yeah, we really have found a rhythm throughout the season, and we had a lot of momentum. We had one mistake down late in the season when we didn't get done, and but other than that, we found the way to play and the way to play together, regardless of the setting and the fans and all of the difficult environments that you're in, weather and whatever. These guys have really found it, and it's really exciting to see. I don't know how, it's just 1 week at a time, but there's a real confidence about us. We don't care where we're playing.
Russ, just to do what he did on night when you guys were missing a lot of guys on offense, and maybe the running game wasn't where you wanted, just for him to be able to do all the different things.
Yeah, I thought his running was spectacular when we got it from him. His movement was great. There's 3 or 4 big plays that he made on the move, creating space for the guys to get open, and our guys finishing on the routes. That was really beautiful football, and that's what Russ gives you. He gives you those extra shots, and he found them tonight and came through with some great passes.
The juice that Lynch and Metcalf on those consecutive plays, or 2 of the 3 plays there, one Lynch's stiff arm right in front of you, and then the touchdown when he just got the Metcalf.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 1, and he catches the route in the flat and turns it up and makes 20 or something, and then coming right back with DK was that was just like a knockout shots, for us, and the game was too young to knock them out, but it felt like those were really extraordinary plays for us, and made a big difference.
Was it the quarterback's holding on to the ball a little bit more tonight instead of season long, getting it out so quickly? Your pass rush really hadn't had a chance to do it, did they?
You talking about our pass rush? Yeah, well, there was a really good job done by the guys on the back end to take away their stuff and give our guys a chance to rush. The rush, really, there could have been more. Josh was running all over the place out there, and there was at least two or three other opportunities as well that we didn't get him down. But everything worked together really well tonight.
Bradley's better games he's played more?
I can't tell you that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know enough about what happened. I've seen the film.
The touchdown run by Marshawn looked like vintage Marshawn tonight on the way.
Great finish. Yeah. Yes, well, that's all we know. We don't know anything about that, and he hit one a week ago too, in great fashion as well. But that was a great surge, and he just wasn't going to let him stop him, and that was really fun to see. I know everybody's enjoying the heck out of it. You should. He's a classic, and he's doing his thing, and he's helping our football team win.
There were a couple times you guys were slow out of the huddle on offense. Is there something going wrong with the communication?
No, we did have. There was a couple times when the communication through the headsets was a little shaky, and we got late. But I felt it too, that we weren't using the clock as well as we could have, as quickly as we could have. So we were talking about it. I thought we sped things up better as the game went on.
Ziggy Ansah, what's his situation?
He had a stinger. Can't tell you any more about it than that.
What did you think of how that left side of the line played, offensive line with George and DeMarco, and kind of having to step in and do that this week?
I thought they came through fine in pass protection. We didn't run the ball well like we wanted to. But I got to see the film. I can't tell you enough.
You talked about DK a little bit already, but for a rookie to come in his first playoff game and play like that, what does that
it was
tell you?
spectacular. It was a spectacular game, and to finish the execution, at the end, that was something we were looking forward to going. We worked on it all week. The call from Shadi, the adjustment by Russ, the whole part of pulling off the execution of that, and then the exquisite throw and catch. I mean, it was just, that's as pretty as football can look right there, and at the most crucial time. It was really just memorable.
All the stuff, like the 2 4th down stops, and not letting them get touchdowns every time they got close. What did you sort of see, I guess, out of the defense?
Everybody just kept hanging, just kept hanging tough and executed really well. Coverage was really good down the stretch there, and we, in those situations, we tackled well. There was a little bit of tackling issues at times, but in those crucial situations, the guys came through and got the guy down and got us out.
The rope-a-dope we saw maybe earlier in the year, is that how you'd call that?
I didn't really feel like this was a rope-a-dope event, but I can see why you're asking the question.
Sorry if you were already asked about this, but Marshawn's touchdown run, did that look pretty vintage?
Yeah, we talked about it. It was classic. It's a classic where he hits the line of scrimmage tough, and then he just doesn't let him stop him. He just keeps his legs churning and fighting and clawing and scratching and finishing like that's kind of how we know him. I loved when he was out in the open field too. On the flat route he caught, just to see him, get the old stiff arm rolling again. That's the first really good one we've seen in a while.
Hey, Pete, where's the greatest growth you've seen in DK?
Well, that's to not to knock your way you asked it, but that's to say that he was way behind or something, and his other things. He's been pretty much the same the whole time. That's why I'm bringing it up. He has been really steady. He's always understood, as we installed and taught him stuff, and he's always picked things up. He's never, stumbled or staggered his way through it. He's been a great learner, and he's been a great worker. So he takes his work very seriously. He practices really seriously. He stays late all the time. He's always working on his things, on his technique and his principles. So that's just been the way he's been. And so I don't think there's been big changes. I think if anything is shifted, would be his confidence is really there. And he knows he can play this game at this level, and he wants to be in the middle of it all. I mean, he's got a great demeanor about that too. He's not yapping about wanting the football or calling for this or that. He just plays the game the way that you love guys to play it, with great work ethic and great focus, and he's got marvelous talent. So he's just getting going. So I just think it's just been a really steady ascent kind of to this point. That was a huge game, obviously, but he's been playing good football all year.
Metcalf, what went into the decision to make that play when you're risking Russell dropping back into the end zone to throw?
Yeah, well, we were ready for it all week, and knowing that they would be taking some chances on us to try to get the ball back in the situation, and so that it gave us an opportunity to go after them, with the coverage that they had, and we had to pick up the pressure that they brought. We worked exactly on that during the week, and so the opportunity was there. Shadi said, you want to leave that opportunity out. Heck yeah, let's go. This is what we've been practicing, and they just did it exactly the way it was supposed to happen. So that's really just because of the preparation, really good foresight by the coaches to come up with the idea and the thought for that moment, and then the practice of that, so that the belief was there to go ahead and call what would otherwise look like a really risky call. We worked our way through it so that it wasn't. It was just something that we were planning on doing, and he did it perfectly.
His ability to go up over any defender.
I think Russ will tell you that he threw that ball up as opposed to just laying it out in front of him. He threw that ball up to make sure he would have the chance to elevate, and he looked like he was all by himself there, even though there was guys around because of the way he got up.
It seemed like Clowney, seemed like Clowney had a real spring in his step, a lot more disruptive this game than he
Yeah,
was.
he was really on fire. I thought he just his kind of impact with the rest of the guys and the way he was playing. And I don't know if it was all in his numbers. I think he had a sack, but it was just the way he was competing in this game. His mentality was really there. He felt the best he's felt in a while, thankfully, and hopefully we can find a way to get him that way again next week.
Did having Quandre back make for you?
He's just been such a steadying force ever since he's played with us. We've played really well when he's been with us, and we did it again back there. I think the deep end was in good shape, and he just has a steadying kind of presence about him. Other guys play better around him, and it's a great quality to have.
What are the team points with Trey? A couple long pass interference. Look like he's in position.
No, he's all over the guys. Yeah, he just didn't need to do anything. He just had him. He had him, and it was really almost incidental type of stuff, stuff that really can clean up.
The pass to David Moore that cuts it down there close, was that just kind of rusty from the play alive and finding
Yeah, it was, and then you can see it's really exciting when David gets the ball in his hands. He's explosive, and he gets some extra yards and makes things happen. You think he's going to score, when he gets the ball in that kind of open field. It's great to see him in those opportunities.
Okay, injury-wise?
Yeah, pretty fair night for us in that regard. We got to see what happens with Ziggy's stinger that he had. There's a couple guys got banged, but nothing serious right now. Everybody that got something during the game went back in.
Are you fearing there might be a flag on Clowney on the hit on Wentz?
No, of course not.
Anything else? Thank you.